Hey, what's up going on? Guys, Joe McCall here. Hope you're doing well. Today is day 3 of my 5 days to 5 offers challenge class. And today I'm going to be talking about how to find sellers, how to do marketing. I say this all the time. We're not in the real estate investing business. We are in the marketing business, right? So if you want to make money, you got to do deals. If you want to do deals, you got to make offers, which is what this whole thing's all about. But if you want to make offers, you got to have leads. And if you want leads, you need to do marketing. So this is all about marketing. Okay? We're not in the real estate investing business. We're in the marketing business. And so it's important that your pipeline is always full of leads. One of the things that I see a lot of investors struggling with when they're getting started is they do a bunch of marketing at the beginning and they get excited and they start making a lot of offers and they get some deals under contract, and then they work really hard at selling them and then they stop their marketing. And what happens then is some of the deals may fall through, some of the deals won't close, maybe the profit's not as big as what they thought it was, and so it takes maybe a couple, 3 months to sell the deals. And they're kind of like, oh my gosh, I was counting on all this money. I don't have this money yet. Well, guess what's happened? They've stopped marketing. Their pipeline is now empty. And it's not like you can just turn around and leads start flowing in like that. It takes time. It takes a little bit of, it takes a lot of momentum to start growing your marketing again. So this is why you must never, ever, ever stop marketing. Always be marketing, okay? Because leads are the lifeblood of your business, and there's not a problem that not more marketing or more leads will fix. Okay, so it's always important to be marketing. And one of the things I did early on is I determined I'm going to get somebody else to do the marketing for me in spite of me. Because I knew if it was really that important, I needed to do it every single day. And I couldn't count on myself to do it every single day. I'm a lazy employee, I guess. So I immediately got somebody else to do it for me. And I got a virtual assistant to do my marketing for me. And then I gave her a scorecard every day. She knew what she had to do and she reported on her numbers. And then the problem became, it's a good problem to have, I had too many leads, right? And then at that point, you just start developing systems to handle the leads and stuff like that. So today we're going to be talking about finding the sellers, getting the leads, right? So day 1 in this series was picking a good market. Day 2 was finding where the buyers are and what they're buying. Today we're going to be finding the sellers. Should be about 20, 30 minutes, this little class I'm doing. I also have a mind map where I'm going to be sharing, and the link to that mind map is in the description. Tomorrow I'm going to be talking about making offers, and then the 5th day I'm going to be talking about selling your deals. These are 5 days to 5 offers. And the goal of all of this is to make offers. It's the number 1 rule in real estate. It's not location, location, location. It's make offers, make offers, make offers. Are we all on the same page there? I used to say, hey, I guarantee you'll do a deal if you make 1 offer a day. And then Jerry Norton, my good buddy, Jerry Norton gets on and he says, hey, I guarantee you'll do a deal if you make 5 offers a day. And you know what? He's absolutely right. Do you think you're more likely to do a deal if you make 1 offer a day or 5 offers a day? Well, 100% 5 offers a day. And it's not that hard. It just takes some determination. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on direct mail. If you don't have the money for marketing, you can do free things. And so we're going to be talking about that today, okay? Boom. You see that mind map? The link is in the YouTube description. If you want this mind map, I have links and things like that in here. So remember yesterday and the day before, we picked some counties in Oklahoma, all right? First thing I'm going to do is set up a direct mail campaign in FreedomSoft. I'm going to pull a list, send some direct mail in FreedomSoft. I'm going to show you how to do some handwritten letters. And then we're going to do just a quick cold calling. I'm going to show you how to do that. And let's say you don't have the money this is kind of stepping from most expensive, most effective to cheaper, like handwriting letters, cold calling, to free. One of my favorites is calling realtors of older listings. And so I have some scripts that I don't have in this mind map yet. We'll see how the time is going. But I will add these scripts into the mind map. If not during my live video here, then I'll do it later. So again, if you want this mind map, the link is in the description of this YouTube video. I'm going to pull a list from Priced. Now, Priced is one of my favorite tools. I use this all the time, and I recommend you get it, joemccall.com/priced. And when you log in, you're going to be taken to a place like this. One county we were looking at, Wagoner County, Oklahoma. And I'm going to click Advanced Search. I want to see, like, what were the average size? Okay, so in the last video, I showed you how to download a list of all the recent solds. And we pulled that list in this county in Oklahoma, Wagoner County. And we pulled this in one of the columns. These are all of this vacant land sales in the last 30 days. We could have probably better to go back in the last 6 months to get more data. But what is the average or median acres size? If I click on that column N, and if I go to data, column stats, look, the median size is 1.34 acres. It means half of the properties were bigger than 1.3, half of them were smaller. And the average size was 7. So do you think in this county, in Wagoner County, let's look at it here on the map. Let's go to Google Maps. We'll just type in Wagoner County, Oklahoma. Do you think there's more like larger lots that are selling here or infill lots, little quarter-acre lots? These are going to be larger lots, right? If I was doing the area of Tulsa, and I don't know if I would, I prefer the counties outside of major cities because you can just get bigger lots there. And I prefer lots that don't have a lot of restrictions, okay? HOAs, if there's no restrictions, there's a lot more you can do with the property and you can sell it a lot faster. When I go in here, I want bigger lots. So I'm just going to do 1+ acres. I'll go to 40 acres, and I do 40.01 because then it rounds it to 40 there. And for the pricing increments, I'm going to do 1 acre. This is the way Price works. Now, Price gets their data from DataTree. In my opinion, my experience, DataTree has the best vacant land owner records. It just gives you the most options to check for vacant land, and I just kind of like it. Now, pretty soon, FreedomSoft, which I'm super excited about. And if any of you know Rob Swanson, please send him a text message and send him an email, send him a Facebook message and bug him and let him know, hey, Joe keeps on telling us that you're going to have vacant land lists inside of FreedomSoft, just like you do houses. When are you going to do that? So normally I like to exclude people who live in the county. I don't want to mail somebody who owns a vacant lot right next to them, because they're probably not going to want to sell that, right? I just want to exclude people who live in the county. Then I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to say last sale date before, let's do 10 years ago. And I know you can't, you can see the pop-up. All right, good. So last sale date before March 2014. And let's click search and see what we get. So again, I'm targeting 1 to 40 acres, people who live outside of the county, who have owned it for over 10 years. Now, if I don't have enough and I only have 1,100 here, this is why, again, I said at the very beginning in the previous videos, you don't just want one county, okay? You want to get 4, 5, 6, 10 counties, because if I'm doing mail, this will only take me 1 week, maybe 2 weeks to send mail to this list. And after I remove duplicate owners, people who own multiple properties, government owners, church owners, and things like that, I might have 600. So it's important that you get multiple counties. So I'm going to increase. Now this here is the offer price adjustment. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about that, but I'm going to move it up to 35%. And you can see most of our properties are between 1 to 2 acres, 2 to 3, and then 10 to 11, etc. I'm going to click this box here. I'm going to do geo pricing, and then I'm going to click. Now, let me just explain a little bit of this to you. The great thing about Priced is you could download a ton of comps from Priced. So if I wanted to, I could click here, and it would give me all of the comps from Priced, from Redfin, Zillow, Homes.com, Realtor.com, Zillow, and all of that. And it gives me the actives and the solds, which is very helpful to have. No other land data tool has the comps like Priced does. It costs about 10 cents per record, but I'll pay less than that because it'll remove some duplicates and stuff like that. And so I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I do this on some of my Saturday workshops, and just in the interest of time, I'm just going to walk you all the way through to actually buying the list. But then I'll show you what I do next after that. I'm going to click continue here. And this is where I remove blank owners, church owners, government owners, blank addresses, non-US addresses, and same zip code as parcel. Then I click continue. And you can skip trace the data here if you want, but it's better to just do that inside of FreedomSoft. Generate campaign maps will give you like overlays that you can put into Google Earth. This is where I remove duplicate owners and I revert to city pricing and I do split pricing. Okay, there's no extra cost for that, but what that does is I don't want to mail 10 postcards to somebody who owns 10 visas of land. And split pricing, what price does, it gives you this property, if you were to offer 5%, 10%, 15%, 25% of what it's worth all the way through. And so you can use what's called, let me show you one of the postcards that I like to use that works really well. It's called a range postcard, and I created this. And it's a range postcard. So it basically says, hey, I'd like to buy, here we go. I'd like to buy your postcard, but somewhere between this price range. Okay, take a screenshot of this. This works really, really well. And so to get this price range, I use this split pricing from Priced. Does that make sense? But this is where to go? This is a very, very simple, powerful, effective postcard. Doesn't get a huge response rate, but I'll get 1% response rates, but a high percentage of these leads are motivated. They're very interested. And these postcards are cheap to send. It cost me about 65, 70 cents. And that's first class. So you'll notice reference ID, that's really important. Cash offer for your 1.44 acre vacant lot in city, county. Attention, their name. Hey, terms, I'll pay you fair price, all cash, no games, no closing costs, no commissions, close fast. And we can. If you are a client, we can close in 30 days. Cash offer range will pay you between $25,900 and $34,500. And this typically, the way I do it with that split pricing, this might be between the 30 to 40% or 40 to 50% range of what Priced thinks it's worth. And then you notice I tell them text or call to discuss your offer. And this number is a FreedomSoft phone number. And that phone number goes to a voicemail or they can text. And so we probably get 25% people that text, 75% call, leave a voicemail. And then on the voicemail, it says, hey, please give us the reference ID that's on your postcard. They give us the reference ID and then we look it up and we either send them an offer before calling them back or we send them an offer right away. Does that make sense? This postcard works really, really well. And I'll show you another postcard that I like to use. This one. Real simple, boring, ugly text. I'll zoom in a little bit. Hey, it's just plain text. Reference number at the top. Please text or call our 24-hour recorded voicemail. Reference number. The reason I do voicemail, 24-hour recorded voicemail, it just means that more people will call. And they know they don't have to talk to anybody. And that's fine. I don't want to talk to anybody either. So they just leave. The voicemail says, hey, thanks for calling. This is Joe. You got my postcard. If you want to sell your vacant lot, just leave your name and number and the reference ID at the sound of the tone, and we will send you an offer. That's all it says. It's very simple. And all of those calls and texts go into voicemail, and I'll show you that in a minute. So that postcard works really well. This is a neutral letter that we like to send, just a one-page letter. And it says, I'm writing you because I think you own a property, and blah, blah, blah. I might be interested in buying this property and any others that you might have. If you're interested in selling, we can close fast and for a fair price. We'll cover 100% of the closing costs. We're a company that buys unused land for long-term investment purposes, you could say. We're looking to buy more land in the area. I like purposes better. Purposes. Many people we've worked with are happy to get they got cash instead of keeping the land they didn't use. If you're interested, text or call our 24-hour recorded voicemail. Okay. All these postcards and letters too are, by the way, are in the in my FreedomSoft. Okay, cool. So this is now where you can give this a file label. This is Wagner County, Oklahoma, and this is where I do the reference number. So I usually do something like this. I do WAG, the first few letters of the county, and then 1750. So then what this does is it adds in a column in the export that gives WAG 1750, 1751, 52, 53. Do you see what I'm saying? All right, so if you check this out, then you yeah, it will export it to you. And when you export it, let me show you what it looks like. And there's a reference ID, first column. There's a few little things that we do in the spreadsheet, and I cover that in my course, but the deal type is land. We scroll over. It gives us all the information about the owner. It gives us the acreage, okay? Then it gives us the GPS coordinates, which are really important because these properties a lot of times don't have addresses, right? So the GPS coordinates allows us to just copy the GPS coordinates, open it up in Google, paste the GPS coordinates in there, go to the Google map, and it takes us right to that vacant lot. Because maybe that address does not have an address. I mean, that property doesn't have an address yet, possibly, okay? When you get this spreadsheet, we're just going to download it into a CSV file, and then we're going to import it into FreedomSoft. So let me show you kind of what that looks like. One of our campaigns right now that's just crushing it for us is in a small little southwestern county in Missouri called Taney County, I believe. Taney or Taney. This postcard we're sending, oh my gosh, this is almost unbelievable. We sent 775 postcard and we're getting 6.5% response rates. That is insane. Now this is it's called a third notice postcard. It's kind of vague. It's like, hey, we don't know. I mean, it doesn't say why we're messaging them. It just says, hey, we think you own this lot. It's important that we talk to you. And so far, we've gotten 2 properties under contract with this. We've got 2 that we're really close to getting under contract, and 5 that we're following up with, and 10 or so 13 or so that we are trying to get a hold of. 8 are dead, and 28 are dead. So this is insane. Out of these 775, we're working on selling 2 of them right now. So there actually should be properties. We've gotten 2 contracts. And we just started marketing to them a little over a month ago. So this is, it's working really, really well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to my list. In FreedomSoft, we will pull here we go. Let me look at this here. So, okay, this is a county that we did last Saturday, Georgia. I picked some counties in Georgia, and we did a direct mail campaign. And so I imported all of these records into FreedomSoft. And when you import them in, it looks like this. You get all this information about the owner inside of FreedomSoft. Okay. Now to send direct mail, I've already sent direct mail to this list, but let's say I didn't. Once they're inside of FreedomSoft, all I need to do is highlight 20 of them. I could go and highlight another 20 if I wanted. All right. And then I go here to more actions and I just go to send direct mail. Click send direct mail and I can choose a sequence. I can send letters. I can send postcards. You can't see this drop down, but I've got dozens and dozens of things in here. So this is one of the postcards that I sent. I'll show you what it looks like here in the preview. Right now is opening up the preview of this postcard that we sent. This is the postcard right now that's giving us 6% response rates. Now, let me just put that into perspective. With houses, you're lucky if you get half of 1% response rate on your direct mail. You're lucky if you get 1% response rates when you're doing houses. Okay, I know a lot of guys that are getting 1/4 of 1% response rates. With this postcard right here, we're getting 5 to 6% or more. Now, a lot of them are dead, but a lot of them are good. And when they're calling this postcard here, guys, this postcard just says, doesn't say, hey, doesn't even say we want to buy your land. It's just, we've been trying to reach you. How much longer before I hear from you? They call that voicemail, and it basically just says, hey, we want to buy your property. And if you want to sell it, please call, text, or call this 24-hour recorded voicemail. That's pretty much what it says. And so if you wanted to send direct mail through FreedomSoft, this is a great thing about FreedomSoft. Whether you send 10 or 20 or 1 or 500 or 5,000, it costs the same per postcard. You can't do that with any other direct mail company. You always have to, if you want the cheapest rates, you have to send, a certain amount at a time. So if this is good, you just click I accept and then you send. That's it. And then you update the status of when the direct mail was sent. And as the leads come in, so here I'll go to settings. You can see the phone number. You can get all your own, you get all your phone numbers here inside of FreedomSoft. And this number, you can set it where they record all of the calls. You can set it up where when they are calling and they just get a voicemail, it sends them a text back automatically. Hey, and and then they can respond to the text, and then your voicemail is in here. You can also just redirect this to your cell phone if you want. It's pretty amazing. Let's go back to this list. If you wanted to, you could cold call this list as well. So let's just say these are new, or I've already sent some mail to them. I'm actually going to go to page 5, let's say here, and I'm just going to select 20 of them, okay? And I'm going to go to More Actions, and I'm going to click Skip Trace Records. And if you wanted to, just drag and drop, you could skip trace right inside of FreedomSoft and then call them right inside of FreedomSoft. So then what you do is you skip trace them, it does that real quick, and then you go here to Marketing, and you go to Click to Call Dialer. And here is where I was kind of messing with it before. And you can set it up where here's your queue. And if you wanted to, you could just click dial or call, and it'll dial. So you can make the inbound and outbound calls right from your computer here. You don't have to use your phone. And then if it goes to voicemail, you can send them a text. Hey, I just left you a voicemail. You can change the status right here. If it's dead or not a good number, you can click the do not call. And if they answer and you want to start talking to them, you just click on the lead. It opens up the new tab, and you can see all the information about that seller while you're talking to them, okay? You can see this seller owns a 26-acre lot in the Henderson Road, Newborn, Georgia. So I will give you in the mind map here, I will give you the scripts that we use for cold calling, also realtors and normal sellers. So again, go to my YouTube channel. In the description of this video, I'll add those scripts in there, okay? So you pull a list from Priced. You can do a quick direct mail campaign in FreedomSoft. You can send 10 at a time, 20 at a time if you want. And then you can cold call them. Let me move this up here. You can cold call them in FreedomSoft, or there's a company that you can use that will just do it for you. If you go to joemccall.com/lead mining, these are my friends at Lead Mining Pro. Nick Nicholas is the guy who owns that. It's a good dude. You can get virtual assistants from the Philippines or people in the U.S. that can do your cold calling for you. He also does direct mail. He did a campaign for me, and I got 3 properties under contract. I forgot I interviewed him, or I talked about him on my YouTube channel. But anyway, yeah, this guy is pretty good at what he does, and it's not super cheap, but it's not expensive either. So if you wanted to, this is where they give you the leads, or if you give him if he gets the list for you, you can do skip tracing, or he can do the skip tracing for you. He can just do texting. He can do just cold calling. For $570, he promises he'll average about 6 to 24 leads. Now they can ask a bunch of qualifying questions. I told him don't. Just ask them, hey, do you want to sell your lot? If they do, then give me their information. You could use those guys if you want to do it yourself. You're going to pay a little bit more for that. So the cheapest way is, of course, just use your cell phone and call each one of them one at a time. Then the next cheapest would be do it yourself inside of FreedomSoft. And then after that, you can do cold calling and have somebody else do it, Lead Mining Pros. Just kind of depends on what your money is. Here's the deal, though. If you have some money to invest in marketing, I highly recommend that you start with direct mail. Direct mail is the most powerful, most effective form of marketing, because now instead of you outbound calling them, they're calling you, and the positioning is totally changed. It's way better, way easier. And the leads have just a lot more motivation. If they get a postcard, they want to sell, they're going to call you, way more motivated. A lot of investors will send blind offers, and that's another way that you can filter out leads. We have some blind offers in my FreedomSoft. Let me show you what that looks like. And by the way, if you want my FreedomSoft, you want a $1 trial, go to joemccall.com/1FS. 1FS stands for $1 trial for FreedomSoft. And you get it for a $1 trial. It's normally $197 a month. All right, but here is a blind offer that you could send inside of FreedomSoft. It's basically, hey, we want to buy your property, and it gives them an offer. Just in a 1-page cover letter and a contract together. And if they're interested, they just sign it here. I know a lot of land investors, I'd say the majority of land investors do this. Personally, I don't do it because I just prefer, I want them to call me. I want as many leads as possible. I have a client who is actually in Asia somewhere. I can't tell you where. He's a missionary in a very dangerous country. And he is doing direct mail, right? Oh, you didn't see my screen. Dang it. I always do that. here's what the blind offer number 1 looks like inside of my FreedomSoft. Okay, it's just one page with kind of a letter and an offer. And then here's another one, and these are merge fields. That's kind of why it's sloppy there. But these work very, very well. So this guy that I know in Asia somewhere, he's doing a lot of cold calling right now, just in about last week, he's gotten 7 or 8 properties under contract. So he's killing it right now with cold calling. And he just told me, hey, listen, if you've got a bunch of old leads, my cold caller would love to call them and we'll just JV the deal. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to give him all of my old leads. I probably have 500-600 of them. And I probably have more than that, maybe 1,000. And he's going to cold call all of them for me. So if you don't have much money for marketing, you could do the same thing, right? You could go and you could find other investors, land investors, who have a bunch of old leads and just have them give them to you, and you can call them for them, and you can split the profits on those deals. How much does that cost? Nothing, right? One of my coaching business partners, Gavin, that's how he got started. He spent $5,000 on direct mail in Phoenix, one of the most competitive markets in the country, and he did not get one lead. And so he went to the next real estate association club meeting, and then he said, hey, I don't have any more money for marketing, but I'm good on the phone. If any of you have old leads, I'll follow up with your old leads for you, and we'll split the deals. He had 2 or 3 people come up to him after the meeting. One lady gave him about 60 old leads. I think maybe less than that. He called all of them the next day and got 3 properties under contract. Now, he only made like $3,000 on each of them. But yeah, from there, it was just lights out. And so the lady who gave him the old lead said, hey, this is really nice. How about I just do all the marketing, you handle all the leads, and we'll just split the deals. Now, the advantage to him was he didn't know how to do a deal. He didn't know, he could never go look at a property. He had no experience, 0 experience doing real estate. And he didn't have to know anything because he's partnering with somebody who already knows what they're doing. So he's partnering with somebody who has the money, who knows how to evaluate deals and make offers, and has the title companies, and has the realtors and the money to close on all these deals. So if you don't have money for marketing, you do not have an excuse. That's my point. Find somebody else who has old leads and call their old leads for them. Okay. Back to my screen here. You're getting what we're doing here. We're pulling a list. We're uploading it into FreedomSoft. We're doing direct mail in FreedomSoft. You can send a postcard, a letter. I like the neutral postcards and letters. Just says, hey, call me. Or you can send a blind offer and a range postcard, which says, I can offer you between this and this. So you just have to test it. If you find a good market, just rotate through all of those things. You can also go and cold call. I prefer doing it in FreedomSoft. Just skip trace the list right there in FreedomSoft and start dialing, smiling and dialing. You might have to make, 50 dials before you get through to somebody, but it costs you fractionally nothing compared to doing the direct mail. And if you don't want to do the cold calling, get guys at Lead Mining Pros. All right, so you can also do handwritten letters. Now I'm talking just, old school yellow letters. Get something like this, okay? And just write on there, hey, Jim. And by the way, I always prefer to send yellow letters from my wife. So if you have sloppy, ugly man handwriting, then maybe hire a girl to do your handwriting for you. But just write on there, hey, my husband and I are looking to buy some vacant land in Pottawatomie County, Wagner County, Oklahoma. All right. If you're interested in selling your 2.6 acre vacant lot, please call me. Thanks, Victoria. Okay. Then what I want you to do is I want you to take that letter. Let's see. Can I crumple up this paper? No, I can crumple up this other one. Hold on a second here. Okay. Then what I want you to do is take this letter that you've just handwritten, crumple it up, and then open it back up, fold it. You guys think I'm crazy and this is so ugly and unprofessional and undignified. You could never do this. This will triple your normal response rates. Crumple the letter up, put it in in an invitation-style envelope, hand address the address on the envelope, put 2 stamps on there, your regular first-class stamp and then 1-cent stamp, okay? And send this. You will get triple the response rates you normally do. Now, it does take time, and it's kind of frustrating, to do a lot of crumpling and all that handwriting. You're going to get handwriting cramps, but it works. It really, really works. And you can't get a company to do this for you. You have to do it yourself. I had a lady one time doing this for us, and she was sending this crumpled up letter to the owners of rental properties on Zillow. So every day she would go and find a rental property on Zillow, find the owner from county records, which, by the way, 25-30% of them were not showing up on the county records yet as absentee owners, which means they were getting zero marketing from other investors. And every day she would send about 20 to 30 of these, and we would get deals left and right from that. And we was just a stay-at-home mom. And she thought this was so undignified and stupid, but we told her, do it anyway. Nobody will know it's you. And why is this so effective? Because the person who gets the envelope, it's an invitation envelope, handwriting, they're going to open it, guaranteed. They're going to see, oh, there's some thickness to it. They're going to open up the flap, and they're just going to see some crumpled up. They're going to, what is this? So their curiosity level is super high. And then they're going to open it and read it, and then they're going to call you. So that, if you don't have much money, then you can do something like this. So just get a Sharpie, do one of them, and then get the other yellow papers from your yellow pad and just put them through the copy machine or something like that, okay? I had a friend who did this, and they just did one letter, and they went to Office Depot or Staples or whatever it is, Office Max these days, and they just made color copies, and they used, I don't know how they did it, but they used white paper, but they copied made it all yellow. And then he just crumpled those up and sent them out. So that's a great, simple way to do marketing if you can't do it. So every day, while you're watching Yellowstone or whatever the movies, shows that you like to watch, every night, just do 10 or 20 of these. Okay. Oh, let me show you something else that's working really well. Do you want to see what else is working really well right now? It's called the, check this out, baby. This is working really cool. Now you can't do this letter inside of FreedomSoft. I do have a member of our community that's doing this from his own computer. So he just prints this out himself. But what it is it's a check letter. And so it says, hey, I want to buy your property. And this amount that goes in here, remember from priced, we picked the it tells you what they think it's worth and what you should offer based on their sliding scale here. Okay. So you could say, put like their whatever numbers at 40% goes here. And so when they send it out, it looks like a check in a window envelope. This postcard works really well. It gets the phone to ring, and you get more motivated sellers with this. You get a lot of angry calls too, but this is great. Now, where can you get this letter done? If you go to joemccall.com/rocket, joemccall.com/rocket, you get redirected to my friends at Rocket Print, and they give you some really, really good pricing here. Now you get $50 off your first order there. Go ahead and do that. But the issue, not the problem or the issue, but you have to prepay $5,000, and then and they do not first class but bulk rate postage. So it works out to be about 58 cents for a one sheet double window envelope. Okay, which is really good. It's going to cost you about double that if you do first class with anybody else, but you have to buy $1,000 for direct mail first. Then they send it out for you they add 38 cents for postage. So it works really, really well, and they can do that check, but contact them. These guys are really good, and you can't get it cheaper than anywhere else. Again, joemccall.com/rocket. Okay, so these links will be in the mind map that you can get the mind map in the description of the YouTube video. All right, so one of the favorite things I like to do, especially if you don't have much money, is calling realtors of older listings. Now, what does that mean? So I want you to go to homes.com, and we're looking at Wagner County, right? Wagner County, Oklahoma, homes.com. We're going to go here to filters. We're going to keep for sale. I'm going to scroll down. I want to do land. All right. Then I'm going to go down all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to say days on market more than 6 months. All right, look at there. There are 16 properties on the market for longer than 6 months. Why haven't these things sold yet? They're just overpriced. Now, obviously, there's some 4 million. So you could say, all right, show me all the ones that are less than, I don't know, $300,000. Okay. And then you could sort by newest. So these are the ones that just hit the 6-month mark. You click this, guess what you're going to get? Open it up. You're going to get the realtor's phone number and email address right there. So just call these agents. Okay, you can see that they're asking $33,980. This property hasn't sold yet. Why? It's just overpriced. Maybe there's something wrong with it, but even if there was, they haven't sold it yet because they're asking too much. So what if you called this realtor up? And this is how I like to call these realtors. It's very simple. I say, hey, Drew, this is Joe McCall. I'm calling about your 5-acre property in Coweta, Oklahoma, I believe. Is that right? Yeah, good. Hey, can you tell me a little bit about it? I'm interested. Boom, okay, tells me a little bit about it. And I'm just going to ask some simple questions. Hey, I'm an investor. I'm in St. Louis, and I'm looking to buy more investment property. And this looks like a nice property. Why do you think it hasn't sold yet? How long has it been on the market? And I know how long it's been on the market because it says right here, but I want him to tell me. Oh, I don't know. Well, okay. Yeah. It looks like it's been on the market for 6 months. It sounds like a nice property. Why hasn't it sold yet? Is there something wrong with it? No, I don't know. Maybe, so I'm just asking a bunch of questions. And then I'm going to ask him other questions like, well, the seller, your client, they're not in a hurry to sell this thing, right? Oh, by the way, Drew, I don't have an agent representing me yet. So if you want to represent me, I don't know if your broker will let you do this, but you can represent me and get both sides of the commission. That wouldn't work, would it? What are the commissions on this deal anyway? And you can scroll down sometimes and see that. Most realtors will say, yeah, we can do that. Or if they can't do a dual listing or whatever it's called, dual representation, they can have somebody else in their office maybe represent me as a buyer. So I want the realtor to know if they represent me, if they can send an offer for me, then they can get both sides of the commissions. And I can say, hey, Drew, listen, I'm a serious investor. I pay cash. I close all my deals in 30 days. But the price is going to have to, I'm probably going to need to be a lot less than this. The seller, how negotiable are they on their price? Do you have any idea how low they would be willing to go? I'm just going to shut up and ask and listen. Now, sometimes they'll tell you what's going on. Sometimes they won't. So a lot of times they'll just say, well, just make an offer. And I say, well, okay, but yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at some, and by the way, I'm not going to do this now. We'll do this when we're making offers, but you'll open up the property in the Redfin and you're going to see what other similar properties are selling for right now per acre. And you're just going to ask them, you're going to say, well, shoot, I'm seeing some other properties here that have sold this is $33,980 an acre, right? I'm going to say, I see some other properties that have sold here for like $25,000 an acre. I'm looking at some solds that sold for, $20,000 an acre. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to be somewhere in that price range. Do you think that will work? Okay, I'm just asking. Then the final thing I'll ask is, hey, I don't know if I could do this or not, but if I could get you something closer to their price, would they consider seller financing? Would they consider taking payments over time? And I have a software that can help you figure out how to make a cash offer and a seller financing offer. And I will show that on day 4, I believe. Yeah, day 4, which will be tomorrow, on how that works, okay? So that's it. That's kind of my script and what I do when I'm calling realtor. I'm going to attach in here into the mind map the script for cold calling, the script I use with sellers, and the scripts I use with realtors. Oh yeah, I forgot one more thing. This is super important. Super important here. When you're talking to Drew, I want you to say something like, Drew, this deal probably won't work for me. I'm going to need to be a lot less than that. But do you ever come across off-market vacant land listings that maybe the seller just wants to sell it quick and they're super motivated? I'll pay 8 to 10% commissions on any vacant land deal that you give me. That's a good deal. You don't come across any of those, do you? A lot of times these realtors will say, yeah, well, I do sometimes, or I might have some. Yeah, maybe. So I tell them it's got to be off market. I don't want them to give me properties already on the MLS. And I let them know I'm an investor and I make really low ball offers. And I usually buy them and I sell them with seller financing, or I flip them for fast cash. But I am a serious investor. I close on all my deals. I can close in 30 days. I don't play any silly, stupid games, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You see the power of this? Now, we're going to talk about this when it comes to making offers. But when you are making offers on these properties, you want to make sure that you have contingencies in there for inspections, verifying taxes, title, and value, and a financing contingency. Because if you're going to partner with me on the deal, we will fund the deal 100% of it. We can close in 30 days. But we cannot buy the property at more than 50% of what you think you can relist it and sell it for. So this property here that's currently listed for about 170, right? 170,000. It hasn't sold in 6 months. So we're going to have to price it and sell it more aggressively, aren't we? We're going to have to sell it for maybe 125,000, which means, let's say we're going to sell it for 120,000, which means we're going to need to buy it for 60,000. Now, what are the chances or the odds of this realtor selling this property that's currently listed for 170 for 60? Very, very slim. But let me tell you something. It has happened. It happens a lot. Believe it or not. The seller could just be like, forget it, fine, I don't care, whatever. Just get rid of it. Maybe we'll offer 60,000 and then maybe offer for cash 60,000 or offer 100,000 with seller financing. Okay, 0 down, amortized over 30 years, balloon in 10, 3% interest, whatever. So like we can offer a lot of different things with this. So super powerful, but when we're making offers to these listed properties, you got to think about what can we resell it for, and you have to be in at less than 50% of that. Okay, now again, if you want the mind map, the link is in the description of my YouTube page there. One more thing I have coming up here, I'm going to be starting a brand new small group coaching program with just 20 people. And I'm super excited about this because this is very, very affordable. If you were to sign up for one-on-one coaching with me, I charge 25 grand. I've turned down people that offered to pay me 50 grand before. So my one-on-one coaching is not cheap. I believe in it because I know I can get people to make a lot of money very quickly and easily if they do what I say. So I'm starting a new thing where it's just a small group of 20 people, and we're going to be going live. I'm calling it Jumpstart Accountability. And a lot of you guys, you know what you need to do. You just need to do it. You need somebody that can hold your hand and hold you accountable. We're going to create a simple marketing plan at the beginning, whether it's direct mail or cold calling or outreach to realtors or whatever. You're going to know what you need to do every day. And we're going to give you a marketing plan. And we're going to go live every Monday and Thursday morning at 8 a.m. Central, just for a half hour to touch base, check in. Hey, how's it going? Have you made any offers how many offers have you made in the last week? Are you working on any deals? What are the bottlenecks? And I will be personally coaching you and helping you through this whole thing. The other thing you're going to get is access to all of my courses and access to my inner circle, which has other group coaching programs. If you get stuck anytime it's a 3-month thing. If you get stuck or need my help on any time during the 3 months, you can Voxer me right here. It's a smartphone walkie-talkie app, and I will answer your questions. I go through all my Voxers once a day. Also you get, we're going to be doing a live workshop in St. Louis in a couple months where I'm just going to do a bunch of marketing in advance, and you're going to get, you're all going to come here and we're going to just make offers on all of those properties. So I'm going to spend 5 to 10 grand on a bunch of direct mail, get a bunch of leads in here. We're going to split it up evenly between everybody that's here. And all we're going to do is sit down and make offers. And if you get a deal from one of the offers that you make, we will split the deal. Okay. It's going to be cool. We're also going to take you and, we'll spend hopefully most of the day just making offers. But if anybody needs help in their business, you feel like you've got some bottlenecks or some constraints, you need some help kind of breaking through and getting some real clarity on your business where you're at, we'll help you with that. In the evening, we'll either go watch a St. Louis City soccer game or a Cardinals baseball game. It's going to be a lot of fun. A couple more things that you'll get in this. If you are one of my clients and you get a deal under contract, I will fund the deal and we'll close on it using my money, and we'll partner on it and JV split the deal. So I'll do all the work of advertising it, finding the realtors, title companies, using my money, selling it, taking all the risk pretty much. And we'll split the net profits at the end of the day, 50-50. Okay. If you want to do it yourself, I'll coach you through it and we'll do a 30-70 split. And you must think this costs a lot of money. It's got to cost a lot of money. Well, it doesn't. It actually doesn't. It's very, very cheap and affordable. And if you want more information, let me just show you real quick what it is that you get. Again, 20 people. We're doing a one-day live workshop in St. Louis. It's 12-week fast start accountability. Every week you turn in your scorecard. We'll partner on deals. We'll have Monday and Thursday morning calls, check-ins. I'll personally review your deals. There's a private community. Ask me questions anytime on Voxer. You get my land course, which I sell for $5,000 on my website, and 12 months of Inner Circle for $97 a month. This is not for everyone. You can't be a yeah butter, a negative Nelly, or a Debbie Downer. You've got to be willing to go through my course. You got to be willing to make offers. If you need extreme hand-holding and everything explained in excruciating detail, this isn't for you. This is for somebody like, all right, I know what I need to do. I just need to make offers. Now, here's the crazy thing. It's $3,000 or 3 payments of $1,000. And I'm going to give you your money back if you complete the marketing plan and you make at least 10 offers a week and you do not get a property under contract. I will refund you the $3,000. That's how much I believe in this. And why am I doing this for so cheap? Because I can do it in scale if I'm doing a lot of people. And I just know some of you are going to bring me deals. And it's how I do deals. Okay? People always ask me, hey, Joe, can I just bring you a deal and partner with you? No, I only partner with students who have already gone through my program because I don't want to waste time telling you that's not a good deal, where if you have my program, you know it's a good deal or not, and you know what to submit or what not to submit for as a deal. $3,000 or 3 payments of $1,000. It's a no-brainer. If you're interested, go to joemccall.com/go. joemccall.com/go. I think I have it. Oh, look at that. Isn't that fancy? Right there, joemccall.com/go. And when you go to that page, you'll see a video of me talking about what it is. And yeah, it's crazy. I only do this once every 3 months. Once we fill it up, we close it until I restart it again. 3 payments of $1,000 or 1 payment of $3,000. You get your money back if you don't get a deal under contract using the marketing plan. So go check it out again, joemccall.com/go. That's it. I'm out of here, guys. I appreciate you all.